Hello students, welcome to the online math class of grade 7. So students, so far we have learned how to add and subtract decimal numbers. Today we are going to learn how to multiply decimal numbers. Let us look at a video that explains how to multiply decimal numbers. So I want all your attention on the screen.
Multiplication of decimals. Hello students, in this video we will learn how to multiply decimal numbers using a real life example. Meera has a piece of land of length 8.3 meters and breadth 3.5 meters. She wants to use this space to grow 4 types of plants: tomatoes, cabbages, oranges and carrots. So, she decides to split the land into 4 parts. But here's the catch. She wants a larger space for growing tomatoes. For this, she marks a portion of length 8 meters and breadth of 3 meters. Of the remaining area, she uses 0.3 meters of length and 3 meters of breadth for growing oranges. Next, she uses 8 meters of length and 0.5 meters of breadth for growing cabbages. Finally, she uses the remaining space of length 0.3 meters and breadth 0.5 meters for growing carrots. Let us see how much land does each plant occupy. Let us see how she marks it. Here, this part is 0.1 meter long. 10 of 0.1 meter parts become 1 meter. Here, each yellow box represents an area of 1 square meter. We can see that she will need 24 square meters for growing tomatoes. Here, the length and breadth of the land are expressed as whole numbers. What happens when the length and breadth are expressed as decimal numbers? Let's find out. Here, oranges occupy this space. As shown earlier, each segment is 0.1 meter long. 3 of these segments become 0.3 meter. 30 of these 0.1 meter markings become 3 meters. Oranges will occupy 0.3 multiplied by 3 square meters. This can be written as 3 by 10 multiplied by 3. This gives us 9 by 10 or 0.9 square meters. So, looking at this value, we can simply multiply the numbers without taking the decimal point. 3 multiplied by 3 is 9. Since there is only one digit after the decimal point, we should have only one digit after the decimal point in the product. That's how we get 0.9 square meters. Similarly, 8 multiplied by 0.5 gives us 4.0. Moving on, let us look at the space occupied by carrots. 0.3 multiplied by 0.5 can be written as 3 by 10 multiplied by 5 by 10. This gives us 15 by 100. Or 0.15 square meters. Here's another way of calculating the space occupied by carrots. Since there are 2 digits after the decimal point, we should have 2 digits after the decimal point in the product. That's how we get 0.15 square meters. So, this is how we multiply 2 decimal numbers. See you next time. Happy learning!
So students, now that we watched the video, let us take quick 2 minutes to understand the steps to solve multiplication of decimal numbers. Alright, I want your attention on the screen. Okay, let us zoom in that. Yeah, alright. So, we have revised addition and subtraction of decimal numbers. Let us now learn how to multiply decimal numbers. Alright, so we know how to denote numbers. Okay, Every time I get a decimal number, I will just replace that in my fraction form. Can you see? Great. So to multiply two decimal numbers without the grid, we use the following steps. Step 1. Ignore the decimal points and multiply the numbers. Alright. What we are going to do in step 1 is we are going to ignore the decimal points and multiply the numbers only. For step 2, I will count the total number of digits to the right of the decimal point in both the numbers being multiplied. For example, let us look at this. Alright, 0.2 and 0.3. 0.2, there is one digit to the right of decimal point. 0.3, yeah, one digit to the right of the decimal point. So total number of digits to the right of the decimal point is 2. I will add these two. How many digits next to the point? I will just keep a number in my mind. Step 3. Move the decimal point as many places to the left as the total number of digits in the decimal places found in step 2. If there are not enough digits in the answer, add zeros to the left. Alright. Now that I know there are 2 digits to the right of my decimal point. Here the decimal point needs to move 2 places. Not to the right but to the left. Alright. Since there are not enough digits, we will add zeros. Let us look at this example. 0.2 versus 0.3. First step, I will ignore my decimal points. That is 2 into 3 is 6. Step 2, I will count the total number of digits to the right of my decimal point. 0.2 has one digit next to my decimal point. 0.3 has one digit next to the decimal point. So totally there are 2 digits to the right of my decimal point. Now that I have the product, alright, I will add decimal points to the left side. Okay, I will move the decimal point two places, correct? It needs to be moved 2 places from where the number exists. So that is 1 and 2. Because there are no numbers, I will add a 0 next to it. Alright. So students, now that we know the steps to solve multiplication for decimal numbers, now we will look at how to multiply decimal numbers by 10, 100 and 1000. For this task, I want all of you to keep your notebooks open and check the screen in front of you. Alright, multiplication of decimal numbers by 10, 100 and 1000. So basically, we are seeing when we multiply any decimal number with multiples of 10, what are the steps to follow? Alright, great. So let us take quick 2 minutes to read this question and understand. How does the position of the decimal point change in each question? You have 2 minutes to solve this. Make sure you are being fast about it. Your time starts now. Last 30 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Let us check what is the answer. When I multiply 10 into 0.01, my decimal number shifts one place, correct? Yeah, did we apply the rules that we learned the 3 steps? Alright. When I multiply 0.01 with 100, it is jumping 2 spots now. When I multiply 0.01 with 1000, it is jumping 3 points. So I see a very interesting trend here. Whenever I multiply any given number with 10, 100 and 1000, the number of positions the decimal point is moving is equal to the number of zeros in the number that is being multiplied by. Alright, you see 3 steps here, 3 zeros here, 2 steps here, 2 zeros here, 1 step here, 1 0 here. So in summary, I think it is safe to say when a decimal number is multiplied by 10, 100 and 1000, the decimal point in the product is shifted to the right by as many places as there are zeros. You see 3, it shifted 3 spots. Correct? 2 zeros, 2 spots. 1 0, 1 spot. Alright, great. So students, today we learned how to multiply two decimal numbers. We will meet tomorrow to learn more interesting topics. Until then, happy learning. Bye.